What is it?
I don't know, my signal is changing, and I believe it's because of this freaking cable, and I'm super on it. I mean, it's not the cable, it's the connector.
Can we do there something?
Yeah, I have to buy another microphone. And it doesn't have an excuse. Look at that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know what to do with this now.
I
Seriously.
will buy microphones.
All Lights On, a podcast about equal parenting by a triathlon mom and a rockstar dad juggling everyday's life.
Welcome.
János!
Hi, Elena.
Hi, János.
How are you doing?
I'm good. And you?
Well, surprise, surprise, I'm tired.
Okay.
You didn't expect that, right?
I thought we are over that mountain now.
Yes and no. I over-expected, or how do you say, estimated my energies and overused my body. And in addition, Monchi started to wake up again very, very early.
Yeah, I would like to state here something, an observation I made about you. So you are taking this being tired very serious now, and you put it always on your health. But to be very honest, I don't know you not tired.
Really?
And even before we got parents, you had always these black bags under your eyes.
Is it back? You told me that it's gone.
Yeah, it's not there. I mean, a bit, but not so much as before.
Okay. So maybe I should make these day naps as a standard?
No matter what you take out of it, I mean, you have the freedom to do whatever you want, but you feel now so tired and you make it a topic every day. But before we were parents, you were the same tired, and then you were always ignoring it.
Yeah, I didn't care at that time.
Yes.
But now, since this is the function of the hormone, I don't know, so much in focus.
But just
I would just ignore it as before. And then I would have the
This
same.
is not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say with that maybe it's good to pay attention on it, but it's nothing that is necessarily connected to your health all the time. It's just that you overestimate your energy, you use it too much, and then you're always super tired. And this was more extreme before. When we met, it was super extreme, and now you put it on your health condition, but I think it's not connected 100%.
Okay, then maybe I will try to go to bed earlier.
Yeah, this was my suggestion.
Now we are good. I mean, you could help me at least, like cold, warmer, something like that.
But this is also a tendency when I tell you things, how I would recommend to do it, then you're anyways ignoring it until you 2 weeks later or a month later figure it out yourself that you would like to do it, and then you present it as your own idea.
Okay, what to do with this tendency then?
I don't know. I can live with it, but it's just there.
But honestly, if you think about the world, this is how it works. I mean, if you think about big initiatives at a corporation or a big company, it works that you pre-align, you go to separately to the stakeholders, you go for lunch, for coffee, you just barely mention the topic, that it's there, somebody's working on it. Then you organize a tinier meeting where it's also mentioned, and then you pull them together. Now let's work it out. What is your need? And then you kick it off. And then everybody is on board, and then it's going to live. So this is just our 2-person corporation. First you need to engage your main stakeholder, and then in a month maybe it will be a rollout.
Yeah, I have to first align with myself, then I have to present it well, casually, then you're taking it up but ignoring it first.
Yeah, you have to build up the project that you can sell it.
Yeah, later on you are more I say it again, and then you say, yeah, I heard that already, and then it grows in your mind, and you can say, yeah, I'm so tired, what could help? Maybe sleeping more.
Do you know what would be more evil? When you tell Monchi that she tells me to go earlier to bed.
Yeah.
I believe I would follow it earlier.
Yeah, I think so.
So how are you doing?
Yeah, I said already, I'm good actually. but I'm also a bit in a weird phase of my life at the moment, since I am currently working in a job that is only for a few more months there, and in the meantime I have to look for another job, and now I have to figure out what I would like to do and what the company can offer and what is there at the moment. And I'm coming from a very stressful year 2025, and I'm in a very chilled situation now work-wise, so it's a bit strange.
I can understand, because you, as far as I know the history, you really had fun and you really like your current role.
Yes, I do.
I think we can dedicate this episode for career, background, expectations, future, and working moms.
Yeah.
Let's go into that. So your job is expiring, if I get it right, and you need to look for new opportunities. And I think this is not only our company, but this is happening now in multiple places, that everybody has to be very mindful of their human resources they have, and the market on jobs as a kind of limited. The opportunities are limited.
Yeah, I also feel that, and that's what makes the situation quite difficult, since I expected to be in this job for longer, and it was a huge learning opportunity for me. So I switched more or less the field. Let's say I'm a biochemist, and now I'm in automation. So, and in addition, I took over a manager role. So, and the switch was very much fun, but also very challenging. And I hope to work in it 2 or 3 years, have a very heavy first year, and then learn how it works, and then getting into a more chill situation, and then look for a new opportunity to grow. And now it happened a bit differently, and I'm all of a sudden, more or less all of a sudden, I mean, it was a long time forecasted, but I'm in the situation that I have to look now. And now I have to decide if I'm okay to stay on the same level, if I look for something again in automation, if I look for something more to my basic background. Can I find another manager position, because I really like to lead a team and to do this team management role. And then I have to also see what the company provides or what other companies might provide in the area. Since we are quite settled here, I would not like to go somewhere far away. And also commuting is actually for me a problem, since I'm very busy in my free time or in my not working time as well. So I'm very, I don't like to commute more than 20 minutes.
Understand. We are very in a luxury situation where we need to commute from 10 to 20 minutes one way, and I never had this before in my life. And I'm very happy that you're saying this, because when we were after this move, and I know how much work was it for you, but I realized I do not ever want to move in my life, and this way my comfort is not impacted. But where I want to go, or what I caught up on that you mentioned, that you have to figure out what do you want to do. So what are you looking for, and what would be your dream job as a next step?
I mean, I think a dream job is very...
Would be a triathlete.
Yes, exactly. Actually, at the moment, training is flowing, so I would be happy with that. But I think I'm too old for that and not talented enough. So this ship has sailed. So I think what is my dream job is quite specific in our field. So I'm working in production, so there I would like to have a lead function in a level higher position. So this I think in general say. And here the obstacles come that there are not many of those positions available, and not at the moment, and not in general.
I see. And I mean, this is statistically also normal, because like not everybody can be a CEO until they do not start their own business.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that after a while, when you go up on the hierarchy level, it's rather getting in by connections and not applying for a job. And most of the cases, when something is posted, that there's already a candidate.
Yeah. So yeah, that's quite difficult at the moment. And I'm a bit unlucky with the time frame I'm looking.
Okay, so you would like to still deal with management, which means people, team management, one
Yes.
level higher, at least. So it's not a horizontal step that you get the same job, but I don't know, the team is managing different processes or functions or whatever.
Yeah. I would like to have a higher responsibility for a bigger area, I would say. This would be like my growth, my next step in my eyes, and my growth in that direction would be my dream.
And you did quite much in the past to get ready for this step.
Yeah, I mean, I have just to laugh because how you interview me is a bit funny. Because I wanted to get a bit more in the direction of how hard it is for women to go that way, but we can reach that, I think.
It is hard, and actually in the previous episode we talked about it because mainly the child and family care duties are on the shoulders of the women, and this way they have less time in their lifetime when they can focus on their career.
Yeah, and maybe I just quickly summarize a bit my way and my thoughts about family, or in the direction of family in that direction. So I grew up in a family that is really full of love, but not full of money. So let's say it like this. So I had a really good childhood, but it was always very driven by earning money since we did not have it. So my parents had always at least 2 or 3 jobs at the same time, so that they can afford a nice home for us, that they can be independent from their parents, that they can be living that they can live in a nice house, and it's a really beautiful house, and they sacrificed a bit themselves for us to finance our education. And so already there it started that, I mean, I talked recently to my mom about it, and we were a bit laughing, but a bit I was also pointing it out that it was not completely fair that my mom, when I was 12 or 13, organized me my first job to distribute a newspaper. And she did not ask me if I would do that or if I would like to do that. She just organized it, and then I had to do it. And and she was like now romanticizing it a bit that, and then you started working with 12 or 13, and as soon as it was possible. And and then I said, but Mom, you forced me to do so.
But what was her intention? Did it turn out?
Yeah, her intention was that they cannot give me so much money, so I can earn it myself. There are opportunities, and they always saw these opportunities. And
but were you demanding? So have you been asking for like more pocket money or whatever?
No, I never negotiated on that, or I don't remember at least. But I wanted to have things, of course. But in general, I think I'm okay with money. So I was already educated in a way that you don't throw it out of the window or something, and then you say you should save, and if you want something, you have to save your money. Okay, there were some gifts from Oma, Opa, and so on. But in general, they gave us everything, but we were also educated to save some money.
Okay, and so it wasn't a lecture to learn how to earn money.
No, it was more the thinking that now with that you can also earn money.
Okay, I get it.
So it was not educational, it was just an opportunity.
But also this is somehow like her mindset at that time.
Yeah. And so also later, I mean, also my second job was working on this ferry. I don't know if I told you about it.
Yeah, I know when we went through the river, then you told me multiple times. I think you have sweet memories there.
I don't know if they are so sweet, but it was 12 or 13 hour shifts, and it was, I don't know, €6 I could earn with that, or 6.50
in one shift,
in 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's okay. But all my friends were at like summer days spending their time. Okay, maybe they had a job during vacation, school holidays, but they were done at 3 p.m. and then they went to the pool, and I had to stand there until 7 in the evening, and then when I came home there was nothing to do. I actually had one more job, but I don't want to go into detail too much. So it was just, these were things my parents were organizing for me, and this was very nice, and I'm very grateful for that, because it taught me that to work and to do really things, and it gave me, of course, the freedom to have some money and to spend it the way I wanted to.
And it also gave them the opportunity that they could work. It's also a kind of a daycare or childcare.
I was already old enough that you don't need a daycare anymore. Yeah, but then I mean, this was my youth or childhood, and I don't know. We were also not so much. I don't know where I should start, but then I went after Abitur. I went out, and I wanted to leave the area where I lived and move out of the house and have my own life. And I started to study, and I studied biochemistry and chemistry, and then afterwards I did a PhD. And I always worked during my studies, and I always tried to gather more jobs or something like that. So, but there was always the mindset that, okay, you have to do more to reach more. It's not I'm not so money driven, but you know, when you're not earning much or when you don't have much, you have to survive somehow.
Okay, but so one thought I can remember from our wedding, the speech of your dad, that this was a kind of a sudden feeling for them or for him, that you just simply disappeared, because where you did your studies comparing to your hometown was a good few hundred kilometers.
Yeah.
And like when your application went through to the university, then like immediately you sat into your car and looked for a flat to live, and you moved out basically with that decision. And I think they were not prepared for that. And the question here is that where I wanted to go, that you needed those jobs during your studies because you wanted to have more, or you needed that to pay your bills?
So my parents always provided for the flat and where I lived, and they provided. And I think if I would have asked for more, they would have tried to give me more money so that I can live better or can go grocery shopping or something. But they also were always emphasizing that I should work to do so. And I also always wanted to try not to ask them too much for money. So this was not the thing.
Because you knew how much they worked for that.
Yes. And it's still the case. I mean, I would like to give them back, but they don't let me. So.
I see this and I can relate.
When I invite them for dinner or something, or we pay, then it's always a big discussion.
Okay. And then next step was your PhD, right? After your master's. As far as I know, there were all the career challenges started somewhere there.
Yeah, I think it was not starting there. So it was starting. So my own challenges, or this being driven by something, started already at school. So because I was always I had always okayish grades. So I was always never one of the best. I was not bad. And I always had the feeling that I need to do more than others to reach that. And I wanted to be better, and I never reached it. And actually this is there in my life since then. I think it started maybe the 10th grade or something at school.
Okay.
And this way it was very tough already there, and the disappointment about my grades was quite high. But the problem is also that I could not focus more to learn. And that's where my ADHD theory is still coming in.
But help me to understand. So why do you think that you had to do more than the others? So what did the others have that enabled them to reach their goals easier than you?
I don't know, but don't you know this dynamic that at school everybody says I did not learn and I have this and that grade?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but you don't look through that. So I mean, there are some people who never say something, but they are just so clever and so good that they are having the best grades. And then there's some of them, they are really doing much and they have super good grades because they are doing much, but they always say, no, I don't do anything. And then there are the ones that simply don't care. But then I also thought, yeah, okay, but they had bad grades and they were like, okay, yeah, I mean, I don't want to belong to them, so I have to do much. But then since nobody really talks about it, how much work things are, and I think this is still the case even in our age sometimes, I had always the feeling that I have to do more than others. It's not what they really did or what they really achieved, and I don't want to put this into any perspective. It's just how I
you landed with this,
received it, yeah,
with the circumstances and environment. I get it. And actually, I was thinking how to describe that. Or is there a word? Is this part of the competition?
But I think so. But I think there's this culture of that things look effortless. Everything be always very effortless.
This is this tendency is there nowadays as well.
Yeah, was always there, and it's still there. And then it's continued, and I chose in the end a difficult study with biochemistry. I mean, the chemistry part was never the problem for me because logic thinking and all this was not so bad, but there were a lot of things to just learn and reprocess, like you write it down then in the exam or something. And this was super hard for me. And I had there the same feeling. I was driving it so far that after my bachelor, I took a break of half a year because of burnout. So there I was really in a quite bad state. I was very depressed. I really was diagnosed with depression. I took some medicine against it, and it was really the own pressure that killed me at that time.
I see. What was the key? How could you come out from that? Like the medicines simply helped, or? No,
I did not take it anymore at some point. It's not recommended, but it made me so sleepy and dizzy that I just stopped taking them. And I don't know. I mean, I tried with therapy. I tried with medicine. I don't know. And I think since it was, I mean, I cannot judge on anybody else, but for me it helped just to take up a new goal, and then I did my master. But this was just also a heavy decision because I could do anything, you know. This bachelor was so difficult in the first place because it was the first bachelor year or the first bachelor generation, and they just put the diploma into a bachelor, and then the master was basically the fun part. I don't know.
I see.
I mean, we had the older ones, and we could compare, so it was really like that. And then it was super heavy with 8-9 tests at the end of the semester. So this was within 2 weeks. So this was a heavy one. And so, yeah, we had this bachelor, and it was just so difficult, and I tried to survive, but I wanted to be good. This is always my problem. I just want to be good. But I never had a realistic view. So I cannot really estimate my own strength.
But wait,
or weaknesses.
Let me summarize and make me understand. Maybe I don't get it. So it was so hard for you to fulfill the requirements of your bachelor's, you developed depression. You got medical support, and you came out from it by doing the master's.
Yeah. Yeah, look at me like this, but this is no, it was not doing. Yeah, so
something had to click somewhere, or something had to happen.
What happened was an active decision for this master. So because I was half a year struggling with what should I do, so what I wanted to aim for is that with this bachelor everything was opened up again. So it's not like the diploma where you start at the beginning and then you have the diploma and then you have reached the goal. But it was always like, yeah, bachelor master system, yeah, you should do the master as well. And then, but you could decide after the bachelor, what do you want to do? Is this really what I want to do, or is this really what I'm good at, or is this rather something I don't want to do anymore and I switch to something completely else like art?
Okay, but how did the market look at that time? Because I'm from one age range before, so I was the last round coming out from the university who did it combined. So the bachelor and the master was not divided at that time, and we just heard that we are lucky with that because the job market is not prepared for the divided education, and this way they don't know how to take the bachelor degrees and what to do with those.
Shall I tell you my opinion now, or the feeling I had at that time?
Both.
So this was also the feeling at that time. So there was a lot of pressure actually given by the university, and I have to say this was very unfair because there were no real voices from the industry that we heard or that I heard. And the thing is that I did not know somebody from the industry because I'm coming from an area where there's no chemical or pharmaceutical industry, and also I did not know somebody working there, and I did not have in my environment people that had a higher education than, I don't know, and I could not talk to somebody, or I couldn't have made the effort, but I did not have this mindset and this is the important part of my career, that I felt that I was not taught the mindset of go out and ask the companies what they think. I was just always taught that it's not good to stop with a bachelor and just go to work, but you have to do a master. This was by the university told, and I could not really, from my mindset, get out of this bubble and reach out to an industry and somebody in the industry and ask how is the reality. And that's, I think was really, the universities were not prepared. And I think at the industry, there would have been chances if you just would have tried. And now I see, I don't have contact to people from that time anymore, but I also see that there were some people switching from bachelor to industry, and it worked.
Yeah, at the end, if I'm also thinking with my current mindset, education doesn't really matter. It does when you directly come from the university, but the attitude and the basic skill set is more important than the picked up education.
Yeah, so, that's true.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. And actually, I think the big deal is that, and this was also coming for us at the, I think, a fourth and the fifth year when we did summer internships. And that was the first point when we were really exposed to the industrial needs, and we could talk to people working in industry and envision ourselves working for such a company and what are the needs and so on. Before that, it was just so far and didn't even think about it, that basically then you just could realize that you made a decision what to study based on nothing.
What was your drive to do an internship? Was it the university?
The university.
Yeah, we did not have this. Everything was university driven.
They have multiple I don't know, companies who
partnerships
who were in contact with the university, and then there was a list. We could pick one to go, and then we had to go there for, I think, 4 weeks. From 4 weeks to 8 weeks they took us, and as a result we even had to write a report. What did we do? And this was even rated.
Yeah, I also experienced this later, but not for myself, but for students I have been working with. But for us it was, so until I ended my master, this was nowhere a real mandatory option to go to the industry and to work there. I was happy to survive at the university and just to earn some money next to it. That was it.
So actually a takeaway message from this point to all the youngsters who are before this decision now is to go for internships as soon as possible in case you want to work in the industry. And you will decide where do you want to work and how and what conditions and maybe what additional education you want to pick up.
Yeah, I would not even say if you want to work in the industry, just gather as many information as possible, as much information as possible, because then only then you can decide if you would like to work in the industry, stay at the university, or do something completely different. I don't know, do music, paint, whatever. But just look at everything that might be interesting for you. And it doesn't matter how long that takes, actually, because I was really quite much rushing through. Besides that half year of break, I never took a break, actually. I never did.
And how did you spend this break?
Laying around, moving.
And it helped?
I have barely memory of that time. I started to work at the gas station.
It's a type of an internship. It helped you to decide, I do not want to work here for the rest of my life. Okay. Actually, maybe that made you get through.
I don't know.
I won't do this crap. I will go for a master.
Yeah, maybe it was that. I don't really remember that so well. So I lost a lot of friends at that time. It was just clearly I was also in a very toxic relationship. Not a good time, not at all. But that's it.
This is also curious because you do not have memories, but I think you also do not want to have memories.
Yeah, I think I do not want to have a lot of memories about that.
And this way, actually, the human mind is very curious because it's capable to erase memories, I think.
But yeah, for me, it does it quite much. I don't know why, but yeah.
Well, it happens to me as well. No worries. Okay, let's continue. So then... Then you did the masters. It didn't cause any burnouts.
No, I was over that.
You felt that you are able to do even more, so you applied for PhD.
Exactly. So my master was a chemistry master. It was a bit easier for me, and also there I was performing a bit better. And just to clarify, I was never at the edge, because it was a bit the phrasing before that the bachelor I fought through so hard. So I had good grades, but it was just never enough for myself.
Okay.
And so the master's was a bit easier, a bit better grades. And then, I decided to do a PhD, because this was also like when you're chemistry and you want to work in management, when you want to go in a leading position in the industry, you need a PhD.
This was always on the company, but yes.
I think in no company this is true anymore. It really
could be.
It's not mandatory anymore, and you're not looked at this so much anymore. And I have various examples in mind.
So basically nowadays, if I understand you well, you need a PhD when you want to do a career at the university.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, for me, it was 5 years of PhD, quite long, and it was one of the best times in my life, just because you can do whatever you want, and from a topic wise, you can really do what you're interested in, and it's very loose, so there are not a lot of restrictions that you have to follow. So working hours, you usually work a lot more, but you don't earn much, but I made lifetime friends there, so from that perspective, good parties, so it was a good time. But then I entered with 30 the industry, and I decided...
I would have a question before we start industry. So you wanted to have a PhD because you already knew that you want to be in management.
Yeah, I wanted to keep the option open.
Because you didn't know that you want to do that job.
I mean, so it's a bit funny to tell this story now retrospectively, because I know so much more of 10 years after, and I cannot really bring together my rational decisions at that time anymore, because it turned out actually very different. And the fun fact is, things turned out to be very different than I thought, but it turned out the way I wanted it to turn out. Because when I started to study biochemistry, I wanted to work in pharma in a leading position. And so through this time and over the time, everything turned out differently than I imagined, but I'm still at the point I wanted to be. You know what I mean?
Be more specific, please.
I cannot be more specific. This is the high-level summary.
But you got where you wanted to get to.
Yes.
Okay, but because this is why I'm asking. So what was the point when you decided where do you want to go now? Because this career step is on your mind so hard, and this is which is phasing you out.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And actually you are there. This is what you are telling me now.
Yeah. I'm not at the end of that expectation, but the way turned, or the direction turned out more in the way I wanted it originally than over the years I went.
Wait, I rephrase. Because
Yes.
like when you are PhD student, you see the hierarchy of the university. So did you, and wait, so another thing is I can resonate. So at those times, I didn't have such a mindful decision making what I do now. So I didn't understand it was more relying on gut feelings than decision tree, knowing all the ways where I could go. But as a PhD student, could you already imagine that you are a director of a department?
No.
This was not the drive to get the PhD.
So the drive was more that there was the information in my head, or the thought in my head, that if you want to be successful, whatever that means, because you don't know what it means at that time, but whatever that means, you need a PhD.
Okay. So this,
And for that, I started it and I finished it.
that you have the base in case the option is coming, it's already in the pocket.
Yes.
Okay, and then you entered the industry.
And then I entered the industry.
I get you. I follow you. How did you get to the industry, and how did you
I
select
applied.
the company?
So the thing is, when you're then done with your job, or when you're done with your PhD, no matter, or when you're done with your master's or your bachelor's, you don't have any clue what a company looks like you would like to work for, or what the job is you really like. Or, I mean, you don't really know, and you don't really have a clue if you do not. I mean, I did not do any internships. I was only at the university at that time and did some random jobs aside. So
Honestly, like thinking about student life, I think the most drive is, where can I earn the most?
yeah, maybe. But I think when I was done with the PhD, it was not where can I earn the most. It was more like, what is on the market? What can you get? Because there were actually, at that time where I was looking, there were 3-4 people from the chair where I did my PhD that were looking since months and wrote 30, 40, 50 applications at the time. They
That is
didn't.
crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, I was in the end lucky that I did not have to write so many, but I just took the job where the interview was feeling okay and where they offered that they take me.
So the very first opportunity, and you moved again.
Yes.
Wasn't that a hard decision?
It was always clear for me.
Okay, but the only drive there was the job.
Yeah.
So it's not
No location,
sports,
no
mountain life.
No,
You
only
got an
the
offer
job.
which looked okay, and you jumped in.
Yeah.
Let's see it on the fly. Okay.
Because I also have to say, I think this is a very female attitude, because I was afraid to not get something better, or I was not to be good enough to receive something better. Although I always wanted to have the better things, but I always had the attitude that I cannot reach that, or I'm not good enough for other things.
Okay, and when you started, did the starting position fit to the level what you could imagine? I believe you couldn't really decide at that time because you didn't have any industrial background, so you didn't know what is the realistic starting point and how far that level was from the level you wish now.
So the starting point was very far away.
Okay.
So, I don't know. So I very fast realized that where I started is not where I was supposed to be. So it was too low. Of course, I could generate some experience there. It was okay to start there, but I forced it quite much to get the first promotion.
Okay, how
after
can you
a
force
year.
that?
Yeah, working hard, talking about it.
So, did you already start to create an image of your I don't know, at the department or at the line unit where you worked?
Yes.
Or yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So it's not only a discussion with your direct manager.
No, I mean, I worked a lot. I took always the challenging stuff. I also phrased with my direct manager to what I would like to do, where I would like to be, where I see myself. And it's a bit funny that I am really doing these things, but I'm also so insecure about myself very often. But I create an image of bit a stronger character than I am, I think. I mean, you can evaluate this better than me.
Yeah, I know. Like sometimes your professional character is leaking through to your private character. And, you know, I can tell you that this...
What is an example for that?
The example actually already what happened on the week when you were complaining to me that you already tried to talk to me about a certain topic for 2-3 times and I didn't react. And this is the thing. So I'm used to your professional character and as so much that there will be a very strong drive and a strong message coming through firsthand. What is to be reached, how to, and then I react. So I'm used to your very strong leadership. And when something is like a teaser mentioned,
A teaser.
I think my mind do not even pick it up any longer because I'm just used to that the Iron Woman.
Yeah, it's actually at work I can really be very direct and say what I need and what is expected, what is on my mind, and so on. But yeah, this way I forced a bit the promotion. I would say I forced it, but I mean, of course, I deserved it as well.
Definitely. But tell me then, is this the current level or this is still far from the level where you want to get?
It's not the current level, but it's still so it's not it's closer now. Closer to now. Yeah, then I worked still for some time in this department, and then actually the real struggle began because I'm always looking for development and I always want to progress in my knowledge, in the capabilities of mine and so on. And there it was quite suppressed and also really strongly suppressed, also with strong words, loud words. I was as a starting position in the industry, it was nice. Also, after promotion, I learned quite much. But now I would say it was a bit slowing down my career to be there because I did not have a supporter. And actually, the thing is, what is really or where I'm struggling with now is that this department was led by a woman and she saw me obviously as disturbing, or she did not support my wish for development because maybe she felt, I don't know, competing, although she was 2 levels higher than me, but yeah, to raise there my development plans or wishes were not received well.
I see. So I was spending my career mainly in laboratory, not in manufacturing, and not connected much to manufacturing. But the main thing is that physical chemical laboratories are mainly run by women. So it's like, and the point is
But who is the manager there?
At the moment, a man. Thinking back the history of the department, it was always a man, except 3 months when there was a deputy director, and that was a she. Yeah,
so you know this is what it is, because as a woman,
and my previous
you have so struggles to get up the levels because nobody takes you serious, or you're taken as a competitor for another woman or something like that.
But if I think about actually for other sites, there also the leadership is more women. Where I want to get that, I think women in professional career are more competing than men.
No, don't be too. No. Yeah, wrong. I mean, okay, we can go. So, I mean, this is also something that I'm now a bit struggling with about myself in the past, is actually this pick-me attitude. I don't know if you heard about this expression already.
Explain it, please.
So pick-me girls are women that are trying to impress men by how do you say out competing? No, how do you say this? There's a word. Outperform.
Okay, outperform.
With a pick-me attitude, you would be like, I'm the only woman who gets into that area full of men, and you want to impress the man to reach that goal, to go there, and you have to outperform women so that you are the one, because this is the patriarchy that
built by men. This is patriarchy built by men.
Yes, because there's the overall opinion that women are less powerful, or they cannot do these things, or they cannot lead, they cannot manage. and but then the one woman with a male attitude can reach it.
Okay, I get
and
it.
this is kind of the pick me attitude, and I've learned this over my whole study and PhD, that you have to be like this to reach something, and you have to outperform other women, and you have to be in competition with other women, but not so much with the men. But it's rather for me now that you have to support each other. Why do you want to defeat each other? But at that time it was like that, and it was more also there in this department the case, and that's why maybe from a male perspective you would say, women are more competing. Yes, because they are forced to, because men are owning their territory and only let in one or max two women, but actually two is already too much, so you always have only one. And who is that one? So they take the best, but who takes the best? The men decide who is the best. So you have to impress the man, you have to have a male attitude in working. And so this is what I'm now a bit struggling with, that this did not come earlier to my mind, that this is not really a good approach.
So you never did this to get further?
I also did it all the time.
Wait, I don't understand. So you did the pick me attitude in a way that you showed your attributes which are comparable to the men?
Yes.
To get the next step?
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
I mean, this there is also this softer part in me, and as you said, I mean, you perfectly phrased it with, you said you're used to my leading character, you're used to my strong words, that you are realizing that I'm really serious about to talk, that I'm really serious, that I want to talk to you about something. But you cannot handle my soft attitude sometimes. You can handle it, but you're not reacting on it sometimes.
Yeah, this is true. Okay, and does this have anything to do with the situation of that manager on the second level where you were at your start?
Yeah, I think she was like afraid that another woman is growing by development and competing for her position or for her aspirations.
Okay. How did you come out of this situation?
Yeah, I got a call from a friend. So this is where I realized that networking helps. So, I mean, I'm already spread the information that I would like to change, and I was always very much interested in one big project that was going on. I was working there in the department partially on it, or I worked on it, but the department was partially involved in it. And so there was a position, and he called me. I should contact his manager, and then I got this. And then I went and changed sides and worked since then in manufacturing.
Very cool. Was this a horizontal move?
I think this is a very specific language you're using. Yeah, it was at the same level.
Side step or up step?
A side step.
Okay. And then what was the next step?
Yeah, then I had 3 very hard years, but they were so much fun.
I can remember when you were, checking the process midnight, like watching the indicators moving up or down. Yeah.
And although I was there also in a very man-driven environment, I had really a lot of fun, a good team around me. I was an expert there, but I was really in the middle of it. A huge project. It was really nice. It was really a good time, although we had a lot of stress. We worked a lot, and then I got pregnant.
Okay. Did that pull back your career?
No. I have to say, there the fight started actually another development started in me, and this was more this feminist attitude, because it started when I was thinking about the future, and when you're pregnant and you want to set up for your future, you also have in a company the conversation about how long will you stay at home and when will you return, how you want to return, part-time, full-time. And actually I always had a quite defined imagination. And I also phrased it again. I said, I want to come back 100% and I want to do a level up and go into the team lead role, no matter what or where. And I was so much talked out of this plan. I mean, I was not talked out of it because I did not say that, okay, then not. But there were 2 women sitting with me in the room and told me that this is not possible.
I see. What was the impact on you? Was this motivating you to show them that you're able to?
Yeah, a bit, but I did not care so much about. I was just shocked that the representatives of the company don't tell me I should do it different, or that. What is always so shocking for me, what was also already shocking for me in the first place with this first department I've been, is that it's not valued if you have a wish for development and if you want to take over responsibility. I don't know why this is happening and I don't know where this is coming from, but I had really, until that time, not found a person supporting my aspirations.
I see. But it happened. You went back 100%?
Yes.
And did they help you at the end to get to that position, or there was an opportunity you had to fight it through, or how did it go?
I came back in the position that I had before, so nobody took care about me while I was out. This was also something I did more or less expect. So, but I did not find or did not so much intensely look for a job. So I just came back in my old position and I did that for a few days. And then I thought, okay, no, I cannot do this longer. It's boring now. I did this for the years before. So, and then I met there the first person besides that one friend that gave me the call before supporting me. And really, I went there. I told him, okay, we don't know each other because he was not there when I left. You're now here, the manager, but I don't want to stay in this position anymore, and I have to leave somewhere else if there is nothing happening for me in this area. And then he was really like giving me the opportunity or giving me the horizon or the thinking a bit over my horizon, and that I could also apply for a job that is not really within my expertise but has everything I wanted, more responsibility in the team. So yeah, I applied for that. I got that job, and then I reached this goal, and he really supported me at that time. And actually then never anybody, so some people were questioning why I work 100% and where I left my daughter in the meantime.
I think you mentioned this in the previous episode.
Yeah, I had some questions to answer, but yeah, I have a husband, so I think there's also somebody who can take care, and I can just do my thing. No, that's also not like it is, but yeah. And I got into this position where I am now, and I had really, challenges, but it was so much fun.
Okay, and this is the position, what you mentioned at the university looked like where you want to be. And now, when you have to look for opportunities, it turns out that this is not the position where you want to be. You had fun, you had your learnings, but your main desire is the next position. And there was an application as well, which was super interesting now.
Yeah.
You didn't get it. And it was such a level. So first, before you get the feedback, it had like a physical impact on you, meaning you couldn't focus as you did before. You lost all your motivation related anything else. And when the feedback came, it destroyed you completely. My question would be, how could it be that where you wanted to be is turning out the worst place to be? Or
very dramatic.
If I can ask it different, then I would ask, what would this new level or job provide you? How would you feel when you would get it?
Yeah, I mean, you have to consider here that my actual position I'm in now is not the same as when I started it or how I did it the last year.
Yeah, this is my point, because actually you did a super cool career improvement altogether, if I think through what we talked about.
Yeah. Now I see it as well, since we talk about it. No, but okay, I think at some point when we recorded the episode, The Fight, then I was telling you that I always re-level, or my point of, how is it called? Reference point is changing for me, and it's less changing for you.
Yeah.
So I guess this is one part of it, that I always adjust my reference point quite close to the point where I am, while your reference point for yourself is always not static, because you're also not at the same standard as we were 20 years ago. But I think it's moving up slower than mine.
Mine is following, yours like be in front of you.
Yes, exactly. So, and I think these are just two different character points or mindset points, let's say it like this. So for me, the adjustment goes very fast. And I have to say, in this career step, the last one I did, I learned so much that I know I'm ready for the next step. And that's something I did not expect, that it goes so fast, although you told me so. But in the end, this is it. In this 1 year, I did that. I mean, now it's 1.5 years. I've improved so much, and I learned so much, and I developed so much in various directions, that I know that, this next step has to come.
So the reason that the feedback was destroying you is the fear of getting stuck.
Yes. So the thing is that for me, it turned out really as the one chance at the moment. I don't know when is the next one coming, but this was one chance that I had to change now. And there's no other perspective for that level up at the moment.
And is it a fear of getting stuck, or also you have fear of falling back?
Yeah, I have also fear of falling back. I'm getting older. I don't know.
So this is where it's connected to, I don't know, we mentioned it maybe as midlife crisis.
Yeah, kind of maybe, but I would not say so. I'm ready to do the next step, and I'm quite easily bored when I know that I'm ready for something more. So, and then I'm really not focused. I'm not good with focusing, and I need some challenges, and I need really a bit of this high speed working or under pressure working, to stay focused, to stay there, and to stay interested. And that's why it's so hard for me, it was so hard to accept that this is not the job for me.
Okay, I get it. So basically, I mean, also from career perspective, it makes sense to use the available momentum.
Yeah.
And if you are in a good pace, to take a break is not a good idea. And I see that's a fear. And then, like, my initial feeling was, and this is why I was very happy that we talked it through from your studies as well, that it has a kind of identity related aspect, that your personality was hurt by this feedback, because actually your dream job is that level where you want to get now. But this is what I see, I've learned now, that it's actually not. Or does it have anything to do with your identity, or
no,
your package you are carrying, your history?
No, I mean, this I closed down by PhD and finding a job afterwards.
Okay, great. Sounds great.
No, I don't know. I just feel, I don't know what it is, actually. Cannot tell.
Now we will wait until the coffee machine washes itself.
Because I cannot focus. And I don't know if it's heard. Can you repeat your question?
No, I forgot.
Yeah, me too.
I will cut it out. But all in all, actually I got to the point where I wanted to. And now I'm just looking forward, what will be your next career step and how will you live it?
Yeah, and this is what I'm a bit afraid of. Because I need now a change, because this job has an end. And if there's not the right opportunity, I don't know how I should get motivated again to do something on the same level. But in the end, I know myself, and I'm always all in for my job, for everything, usually. So when I get started, I think it will be fine. It's just that this disappointment I have to get over a bit, that at the moment it might not happen.
That's a matter of time, I truly believe. I think we could get to the point on the best and worst point of your last days.
The worst point?
I know what was your worst point.
What was my worst point?
Missing again the fires on the mountain.
Yeah.
When did you realize that?
I knew it already before.
This was the 8th time when we missed it.
Yeah. Next year we block the calendar for this midsummer fires on the mountains. I'm so sure I will be here. And if it's raining, I will stand next to the fire.
Okay. And what was your best point from the last days?
My best point was that we spent yesterday the afternoon in the at the pool, and we enjoyed it so much. And Minnie was really enjoying the water, the playground. We had an ice cream together. We were sitting down. We were enjoying life, and we were enjoying summer. Then we went for pommes.
It was a really nice afternoon.
Yeah, this was really good. And for you, what was the worst moment?
So I think my worst point was from last Friday afternoon when I had things to do. I had a schedule for the afternoon, and I felt after lunch that I cannot do anything any longer. I went to bed and I slept through basically the complete afternoon. When I woke up, Munchi was already at home, and the plan was to do that pool afternoon. Actually was that day, but I was just like not capable to leave the bed for half an hour or an hour. And maybe I overdid it again. Maybe I should have gone to bed earlier again. But it was again a disappointment of my energy level. If I can tell, the best point was Sunday afternoon when Minnie, I know it was seconds, but it was so cool. Minnie just wanted us to lay down on the sofa and wanted to cuddle. So first my duty was to cuddle you two. This lasted 2 or almost 3 seconds. Then we needed to change and she was cuddling us. And this rotation went on. And this was very sweet and funny. This was my other highlight.
Yeah, I think we had last week actually many highlights. Also being in Augsburg at the festival. Sommer im Kiez festival. Going out with my brother.
I really
having
had
a free evening as parents. I think this was as well very cool. Also the breakfast afterwards. These summer days, I it's very hot, but I enjoy it actually. That it shouldn't be so hot, but it's all fine. I mean, I'm not a complainer.
That was it today. All lights on. Please follow us on social media. Follow us on the streaming platforms. Give us feedback, comment, send us messages, and enjoy the released episodes. Hear you next time.
Ciao, ciao.